Hi everyone, my name is Iyanda Ismail Abdussalaam from College of Business Administration, University of Fujairah, United Arab Emirates. I am presenting on COVID-19 and consumer buying behavior, a review of literature. So my presentation outline are introduction, theoretical review, COVID-19 and consumer behavior, and conclusion. The outbreak of COVID-19 affects all facets of life, including consumer buying behavior. So the impact of the pandemic is evident and felt instantly without delay as a result of economy shutdown, job losses, and nations lockdown. So in this kind of situation, it is natural for people to adjust how they live and work in response to uncertainty about what the future is going to be. So consumers modify their buying behaviors and channels of spending. There was a rise in demand for edible items and decrease in demand for items like clothing, shoes, makeups, and household appliances. So all these happenings were precipitated by the outbreak of COVID-19, which broke out sometimes late 2019. So, and this kind of research is necessary in order to provide information that will guide the decision making in the area of marketing. So, in order to enable the marketing management, the marketers to design a customer-driven marketing strategies. And based on some survey, it is evident that COVID-19 outbreak has really affected the buying behavior of consumers. If we look at this survey, we see that there is higher proportion of consumers witnessing a decrease in income, spending, and saving. So this survey was carried out in year 2020, which was the last year. This also indicates that consumers expect to increase spending on essentials, homes, entertainment, and fuel, because everybody during the time there was total lockdown, in which everybody will stay at home in order to ensure safety of every individuals. So the buying behavior of individual or household change to prefer some essential items and low priced items. So theoretical review. So consumer buying behavior constitutes human conduct of the final consumers with regard to the purchase of products or services for their immediate or personal use. That is the definition of consumer buying behavior. So the buying behavior of consumers is a process that can be stimulated by social, personal, cultural, and psychological factors. And the factors, all these factors, social, personal, and cultural and psychological factors, can stimulate consumers to give preference to certain products or brand over other products or brands. So looking at this theory, this is theory of consumer buying behavior. This theory is assuming that before a consumer take a decision or make a decision about purchase of a particular product, there are some variables, there are some factors responsible for this kind of decision making. Like inputs, this is telling us that there are factors, it could be environmental, it could be like COVID-19 is part of the environmental factor. It could be environmental factor, it could be personal factor, psychological factor, social factor. So all these factors can stimulate and influence the decision making with regards to buying habit or buying behavior. So this hypothetical and this exogenous variable and the input, they both are indicating that there are factors that do affect and influence the decision making with regards to buying of certain things or so this, the output is indicating the decision making with regards to buying our needs. So this in summary, this is a theory of consumer buying behavior explaining the variables, internal and external variables that are responsible for decision making with regards to buying behavior of consumers. Now, literature review on COVID-19 and consumer behavior. So from the literature, it is discerned that there is a rise in anxiety, depression, and psychological stress during COVID-19 pandemic. And this pandemic, this anxiety, depression, and psychological stress could be connected with changes in consumption and shopping preferences. So literature also indicates that grocers will have to find ways to make the shopping experience looks like physical walk-in purchase in such a way that induces impulse buying. So another insight from the literature is that COVID-19 pandemic substantially reduces the purchase likelihood of company consumers, because we have two consumers. We have company consumers and we have individual consumers, like final consumers. So more insight from the literature. Consumers go for low priced goods, and expenditure on goods and services was equally affected, with a decrease of 44% and 43% respectively. So behavioral shift in food preferences, and people go for affordable, heavy food. So based on a comprehensive literature review, it is also discovered that there is a shortage of literature on that connect or that relates consumer buying behavior to COVID-19, or that focuses on COVID-19 impact on consumer buying behavior. So that is another insight from the literature. So based on this, it is concluded in this research that there is a shortage of literature on COVID-19 impact on consumer buying behavior. So the available literature indicates COVID-19 impact on consumer buying behavior. So that is the available literature on the relationship between COVID-19 and consumer buying behavior. The finding of this available literature indicates that COVID-19 really has negative effect on consumer buying behavior, with decrease in purchasing power, with rises in buying preference, with shift in buying preferences. So therefore, there is need for substantial empirical evidence to solidify the knowledge in this research area. So COVID-19 is a game changer on which researchers should conduct research from different approaches, different perspectives. This research has indicated that COVID-19 has impact on consumer buying behavior, and this should be taken serious by the companies and the marketers, given that it will enable them to design customer-driven marketing strategy, which will consequently enhance the performance of the organizations or business organizations. In conclusion, this research has provided useful marketing information for the businesses that will guide operations and marketing decisions. Thanks for your listening. If there is any question, feel free to send in your question and the answer will be provided. Thanks.